Welcome to Homeschool Nolan, here to help you navigate learning in the digital age. In my previous video, I talked about how this year's college grads are facing a challenging job market. Now, one of the reasons why is that the tech industry, which had been a popular career choice for many graduates, has been laying off more than hiring during this past year. Which then begs the question, is working in the tech industry still a good career choice? I also ask this because this is at least the third time in my own career that I've witnessed a significant downturn in the tech job market. So in this video, I'd like to talk about why tech careers tend to be unstable. But first, what do I mean when I say tech careers are unstable? Well, unlike careers in other fields such as medicine or law, a tech career is usually not a path where you start by going to college for 4 years, followed by graduate school, and then you work 20 to 30 years pretty much doing the same thing. As you get more experience, your skills become better and you become more valuable. Instead, most tech jobs these days don't really require a college education. But new technologies are always coming along, and if you don't update your skills, you can quickly become obsolete. Skills such as Python and Node.js may be cool today, but there's no guarantee they will still be as valuable 5 years from now as new technologies come along. And while you can make a lot of money very quickly if your skills and timing is right, you can also suddenly find yourself out of a job through no fault of your own if you're simply at the wrong company at the wrong time. When I started my own career way back in the 90s, there was this exciting new thing called the internet, and it created a lot of jobs at companies hoping to cash in on the internet boom. But a lot of these companies were crap, and it all came crashing down in 2000. The tech industry did gradually recover in the 2000s, led by a new wave of Web 2.0 companies. But another wave of layoffs came again after the Great Recession and financial crisis of 2008 and 9. But around this time, a new product called the iPhone came along, and it then created a new wave of companies creating mobile apps. The Federal Reserve at this time also lowered interest rates to try to stimulate the economy. These low rates created a lot of cheap money that was invested in tech startups. And some of this cheap money went into investing in companies dealing with a new type of money called cryptocurrency. The new tech boom of the 2010s then got another unexpected boost during the COVID-19 pandemic when everyone was stuck at home on their computers. But it all came to an end this past year. And once again, tech workers, like myself, are feeling a little bit more anxious now about layoffs. Now, if I had to give one reason why tech careers tend to be unstable, it would be because the industry is largely based on bubbles. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you probably heard of the term bubble associated with the stock market. And Burton Malkiel explains bubbles well in his classic book, A Random Walk Down Wall Street. In one of the chapters when he's talking about the dot-com bust from 20 years ago, Burton Malkiel writes this about bubbles. Quote, "A bubble starts when any group of stocks, in this case those associated with the excitement of the internet, begin to rise. The updraft encourages more people to buy the stocks, which causes more TV and print coverage, which causes more people to buy, which creates big profits for early internet stockholders. The successful investors tell you at cocktail parties how easy it is to get rich, which causes the stocks to rise further, which pulls in larger and larger groups of investors. But the whole mechanism is a kind of Ponzi scheme where more and more credulous investors must be found to buy the stock from the earlier investors. Eventually, one runs out of greater fools." Now, Professor Malkiel is talking about stocks. But what are stocks but investments in companies? And when investors pour money into companies, these companies then hire a lot of workers at pretty good pay. But when people realize that the reality doesn't quite match the hype, it all comes crashing down. And the thing about bubbles is that while they may seem obvious looking back, it's always difficult to tell whether you are actually in a bubble and when it might burst. While new technologies like the internet and the smartphone do indeed end up changing the world, it's not always clear which companies will end up being the next Google or Apple and which will end up being MySpace or BlackBerry. Even if a company has the right idea about something and is doing well, there's always another hungry competitor out there looking to invent something new, better, to disrupt your business. Now, the hot new trend these days seems to be artificial intelligence. And with that, I predict that when the current wave of layoffs ends, you will see a new wave of investments and jobs related to all things AI. A few of these companies likely will end up becoming the next tech giant and create new millionaires and billionaires. But most other startup companies will eventually fail. And that's why tech careers can be both exciting as well as unstable. So given that tech careers can be unstable, would I go into tech if I had to do it all over again? Well, I personally have no regrets. Despite having been laid off myself a couple of times, I honestly enjoyed having a front row seat to witnessing how tech has changed the way we learn, work, and live over the past few decades. My advice to young people is that if you enjoy continuously learning new skills and gathering new knowledge, and you want to try to make a lot of money very quickly, then a career in tech might just be for you. But if you rather avoid the anxiety of cyclical layoffs, and you prefer to steadily grow your expertise and experience in a particular trade over many years, then I would consider a different path like becoming a doctor or even a plumber or an electrician. One thing to keep in mind though is that because technology permeates almost every aspect of our lives now, there really is no job anymore that is untouched by tech. Any job now can be disrupted by technology. So no matter what career path you take, you must always be willing to learn and update your skills. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to click subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.